Hello, hello. Hi, hi, and welcome. Can you hear me? Can you see me? It would be great to get info about that. But no worries. So, welcome, everyone. Or actually, you know what? I think we can wait a little bit with invitations, explanations. And I will just start with introducing my special guest for today. And once we do that, we're going to improvise and play around and have fun. So, Szymon, are you ready? Okay, adding you to the stage.
Yeah,
Welcome,
it was
Szymon.
hard. It was hard to say that I'm ready because I couldn't say anything.
Oh yeah,
But yes,
I
I was.
usually wait. I would usually wait for the thumbs up on the backstage.
I was
Forget
trying
to
to do
say
something
that.
like this, but yeah. So welcome everyone. I guess some of you know me. So I'm Simon. Don't even try to pronounce Szymon because that's my Polish pronunciation of my name. But based on what people say, especially in the US, because recently I've been in Miami and they really struggle with pronouncing Shimon. So I'm Simon.
Oh,
Uh, you can call me Simon. Uh, and yeah, I'm a creator of SkillGym, a library, or better, a tool we'll be talking about and we'll be playing with today. So,
but before we do that, I'm gonna do, as usual, some warm ups, some introductions. I'm slowly looking around because I. Oh, and there he is. Great to have you, Ryan. Actually, I was waiting mainly for you to start. So now that Ryan is here, we can start do the official introductions. So welcome everyone. My name is Kevin, or Kewin, as some people say, because of the W. I work for Callstack. We Shimon as well works for Call. Actually, am I pointing left or right now?
on my side, the other way.
Not at you, the other way, right?
Nope. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, my coffee didn't start to work yet. Um, and in this stream, those streams are happening every week, 17 CEST. I have no idea. It's Central Time, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Central Europe Standard Time, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, so 17 CEST every week. Um, we are doing our best to plan ahead the topics, but the topics are never pre-prepared. I mean, it's not presentation, it's not workshops. On those streams, we are experimenting, we are experiencing, we are exploring and testing and playing around with new things. So it's not scripted, it's slightly planned. And today, as you all heard, I have Szymon with me. And Szymon is a creator of SkillGym, which will be our main topic for today. Szymon, if you could, like in elevator pitch for now, explain it, you think it's possible?
It is. It is. So you are testing your code. We are writing unit tests for your code, for your functions to be sure that they work correctly. To be sure that if you change something in the function or you swap some implementation, the whole thing, like the whole module, the whole component, the whole whatever you are building at the moment, will still work correctly, right? But now we are creating skills for agents, but we are not testing them in the same way. We are testing them manually, and then we kind of assume that, oh, it will work just fine even when we change something. But in reality, even a change of a single word in a skill may result in, well, totally
Mhm.
different behavior. So SkillGem is there to be jest or v-test, but for skills. Um, so that's pretty much like SkillGem
Ding
in a
dong.
nutshell. Yeah,
That's actually
exactly.
great because that was our floor. So that was a great elevator pitch. Of course, companies with huge buildings have a, there is a higher chance for more complex projects because they ride for a longer time. Excuse my slight chaos on my side, but we jumped right into the stream, and I'm trying to figure out if I closed everything, if everything is prepared for us. So once I do, I know I should have do that like way ahead.
Okay, you mean Windows, like physical Windows, or do you mean Windows
Yes,
like?
both, actually both. Oh, that's a great point. 1 second, you saved me from dying.
Yeah. So the funny story while you're away from the keyboard is that somebody
Oh,
left one
that
of the windows
was
open.
a lifesaver suggestion.
Okay, let's wait
Okay.
for you. Okay, so I was telling the story of one of the windows being open for too long in Callstack Office, like 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure if you heard about it.
Uh,
Um,
I haven't been in office for quite a while now.
okay, so the problem was that somebody left the window open and there was a pigeon inside. Like it kind of it kind of started feeling as in home, as at home. So you can imagine how the room looked like after, I guess, 2 or 3 days of pigeon living in
Oh,
it.
okay. Oh, okay. So he was living
It
in
was
it. Oh,
men's it
damn.
was men's bathroom basically. I
Okay.
think it was one or two. Maybe I think it was one. But yeah, that was a surprise for somebody on Monday when we got back from this national holiday of doing barbecue and majówka in Polish. So somebody goes back into the office, wants to have a piece, and then realize that the whole bathroom is just, you can imagine
Wait,
how
wait,
it looked like.
so wait, to the window to the bathroom?
Yeah, in
Oh,
men's
okay.
bathroom.
Could
Yeah,
have been worse. Could have been worse. I imagine that
it's
window to the
good, but
window to the kitchen would be very destructive, I think.
yeah, I heard it was hard to clean the whole
Yeah,
thing
but
up. So
you were right, first of all, like to open up the window, because I would just melt down and be destroyed by the end of the stream. But I was also checking and double checking, triple checking if I don't have anything that shouldn't be on the screen before I start sharing the screen. Because this often is in the back of my head and like, is basically a phobia.
I feel you. I feel you. I've been in the same place before. Like quickly switching the windows just for people to do not realize that I just showed something I wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to. It is what it is, basically.
Okay, so let me start by sharing the screen because I like to open up those streams with my favorite game. I'm not sure if you seen this game before. This is basically
Not really.
like Tinder, but for code. So you pick which version, in your opinion, is better. So
You are
let's
just providing data to train some model, to be honest. Like I'm
oh,
100% sure it's used for this.
maybe, but it's also used for my entertainment.
We had
So
this idea in Callstack, like I think 3 months ago, to
are you
create
good
something
with
like this.
server components?
Uh, Kinda. I mean, I'm probably outdated because last time I was touching them was, I don't know, a year ago or two
Okay,
years
so
ago.
maybe let's. One day I will also add the server components, but until that day, let's just stay with the standard stuff. So let's go. So loading state prob, which Boolean prob name is less ambiguous, which is of course the button props here with is loading. I overall hate.
Technically,
I mean, yeah,
I mean,
because
technically it's better, but then if we think about HTML and attributes, we don't use is prefix in them. We just say disabled.
yes, but it's an interface, first of all, and it's asking about being less ambiguous. So, yeah,
Yeah,
like
less
you know what
ambiguous
happens.
is loading. It is. Oh, you see that? There was this
What?
comment about HTML components using.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
okay. Nice. It's like you've done it before.
I've been in this place before,
Okay,
basically.
back to question two.
Yeah, creating APIs.
All right, I forgot about that. Which variant is simpler at cold sites?
The left one.
I would say so. Yeah, because you don't have to import it. I mean, are people still using enums to do anything? Now that you can basically describe a type and have autocompletion for everything.
Sometimes enums are easier to read and reason about because you can always see the type of an enum, right? It's not convenient to use, but it's more clear about what's exactly the value, like the meaning of given value, right?
Okay, because you have basically the class name attached to it.
I wouldn't use it for props because of this reason. Like you need to import it and then use it, and it's not convenient at all. But I can say that they are like use cases when enums are still good.
Okay. So next one, text alignment prob. Which alignment
Jesus
API
Christ.
is what? Is it your
just look at the left side. I mean, the left side is beautiful. Like
yeah.
the problem is not verbosity. The problem is that each of them, like only one of them can be true, and having two of them
unless unless align left plus align right is justify.
Yeah, but
yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense. Subcomponents. Which pattern for subcomponent overrides scales? Scales. So you have paper component probs, component probs, component probs. And here, autocomplete probs option. Override internal subcomponent and their probs. Each slot maps to internal element.
I would say both are wrong, or maybe just not the best options for this. Because the problem is that you need to pass some props. And option number number one on the left side is basically to have props and to have component. Like you give a function component, this function is rendered inside of the component, and the props are spread onto it, right? The right side is basically the same, but you have two like properties, and there's nesting. So technically, you can say the right one is like, I don't know, maybe a little bit easier to reason about because there are
no. Wait. I think we are misreading it because here you have component props, but here you don't even pass the component.
You do in slots.
Oh, okay.
Element type is also
slots
type,
and slot props. Okay. So
both are not great, but I would say the right one.
The right one will
it will be scaling.
So it overrides scales.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Grouping overrides the slots and slot probes object scales cleanly. Oh, okay. Oh. I totally misunderstood.
It's kind of right. I'm not sure if render props are now like a thing we don't use anymore. Maybe. But render props are also great for this.
Oh my god, I totally misread the thing because I thought I focused on override scales, and I was like, okay, where are those scales, and why are we overriding those scales? And it was subcomponents overrides scales.
English is not easy.
Yeah, it's oh wow, and it's about scaling and adding more props. Makes sense. Oh my god, that's so dumb. Related component boundaries. Which approach scales to more variance? I'm actually curious if you will hear that if we go to translate.
Variant and variance and variety.
Variant. Oh wait, variant.
It's not variety, but variety, I guess.
Did you hear that?
Nope.
Variant. Okay, variant makes sense.
Variant.
Whichever scales to more variance. Okay, now I got that correct. So we have error alert, success alert, and warning alert. it doesn't scale at all, I would say. Like this one
Yep.
scales, of course. Like it doesn't scale. You just make new components. Okay. Quick question: have you ever used error boundaries or stuff like that in React?
Yep.
Are they able to catch also native errors?
They're able to catch anything that's being thrown during rendering time.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
only rendering. No click handlers, no even listeners of any sort. Only rendering.
Oh, that's a very, very fine point, sir. That's a very
So
good
if
point.
something breaks during rendering, like I don't know, you try to read from something that's undefined, it will catch the problem. But if you are
But if
trying
the
to
logic is inside the function, then it will not be able to catch it because it's thrown not from like renderer, but from logic. Okay,
yep.
makes sense. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so chaotic today. I'm so sorry. Like the coffee didn't start working yet, I think. Opt-out boolean naming. Which prefix is clearer for opt-out booleans? This one.
I guess so.
Yeah, of course, because we want to disable that and like no focus ripple. Like, is that a question? Loading state representation. Which model assigns state as state machine? Which models? Oh, which? Okay. Of course, this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a statement. That's a lot of states. Promise returning action callback. Which button API manages async state better? Now let's say this one because it. Wait.
Wait, where's the difference? I mean,
What is the difference? This one just has on click and doesn't support the promise.
oh, okay. On click on
So
action.
it must be this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because use action state and use Wait, what is use transition and what is use action state?
React 19 stuff. This API can be used on web. On React Native side, it's not really that
Okay,
useful. I
explains why.
mean, use transition technically is useful, but it's not that much popular as on web.
Okay, now it explains why I didn't see it or didn't hear it. Custom form control accessibility. Which select is accessible to screen readers? Well, this one is area labeled by and described by.
What was the question?
Which select is accessible to screen readers? And
technically both can be. I mean, if they're using
yeah.
select HTML select element underneath, then both will be. I know they are asking about this one.
Yeah, about those, right? But also it's optional, so it doesn't make it accessible as well. Like right out of the gate.
It doesn't it's only useful when you want to have a label, which is different than like a default value, let's say, because VoiceOver will say selectable current value something. With label, it will say, I think, label selectable and the current value. Like this is the difference.
And the last one, variant dependent props, which restricts props to their variant. Oh, I forgot to scroll down. Which is variant? Well, this is a variant. And yeah, well, the right one. Right? No.
What's the difference?
Success state shown on successful state, other props, type, message.
Okay, on retry, I mean it's on retry. It's not supposed to be here because it's success. So if it's success, then you
no. Actually, I will disagree with you. I quite often have this issue once you add a lot of typings and stuff like that. It's about how can you know? Oh, sorry, I clicked it, so we know that it's correct.
I told you the right one is correct.
I mean, yeah, but it's all about those types have specific props inside them. So
Yep.
if your object has auto dismiss milliseconds, you know it's a type success. If your object has on retry, you know it's an error. And with the left
I would say
side,
the other way. If it's type error, there is only try. Because in
yeah,
this
that's other.
case,
Yeah,
the discriminator is type property.
yeah, yeah, we are totally right. So I wouldn't say that if on dismiss is inside warning, I would say if type equals warning, then on dismiss, because I'm sure that on dismiss is there. Great. Okay, we did very well. I'm always happy to have all of the green, all of the points, because it proves that I'm good at what I do. Because that is the only proof, as we know. Okay, I think we are quite warmed up. Although, in full honesty, recently I broke something in my body and I'm completely not good. Oh, my back hurts. So, Szymon, did you figure out a nice way to present us the SkillGym?
Yes and no. I mean,
Okay.
it's hard to show something. I mean, if you try to show SkillGym to somebody, it will be a super um, non-attractive presentation, because the only thing it does is that it takes the test file, it runs it. Of course, as always with agents, the test takes about 20-30 seconds, and then you see the results. So it's not really that much
Okay.
entertaining, let's say. But I think we can start with maybe talking about the
The
problem itself.
repository.
I was about to say the problem itself, because I think there are many listeners, many viewers that never written any KillMD file.
Okay.
So for them, it will
I'm
be
actually I'm
totally
one
like.
of those people. Let me first move it away.
That's why
And
I thought we will start with something like SkillDraw. So you can remove this or just move away.
you know what? Actually, I want to save that because we had a lot of fun last week talking about some AI usage. And so I'm going to save the file. Oh no. And this is one of those annoying things I mentioned. Oh, wait.
You can save. You can save.
But no. You didn't see the file. Okay. Do you see that?
No,
No, you
because
don't.
no, because you are only
That's
showing the tab.
okay. That's great. That's great. Okay. So I downloaded it. Now I can remove it. And now
We can start
let
talking.
me scale to the thing. Let's check to the text. Hello. Oh, that's way too far.
Oh, it's yeah.
Okay, to a
Once more,
70%.
or maybe 2 times more, even, to be honest.
Okay, so let's just raise it to 100.
Yeah.
So here is a person. Let's maybe okay. So we have a skill.md, right?
Yep.
And this skill.md.
First of all, you have a tool you want to maybe okay. The first thing is that you have a tool you want your agent to use, which is a tool that is not that much popular, so there is no knowledge about it in the model itself.
Mhm.
Or you have some knowledge, some requirements you want your agent to implement in practice. And of course, you cannot put those instructions in your agent MD file because they are, I don't know, long, for example, and you care about your context window.
So this is the situation, right? We have a weird tool that SkillMD wants to use, and we have no way to make sure that user has access to it.
Well, let's say I ask you to use SkillGym right now. So the first thing you will do is that you will go to SkillGym GitHub repository, and you will start reading the documentation. You will start reading the docs. You will look for examples how to use the tool. And technically, agents can do the same thing. But first, they need to be aware that they need to look for information, which is not always the case, because sometimes they decide to just, hallucinate and try to use non-existent commands and APIs. That's the first thing they can do. The second thing is that you provide all the details by hand. So you go to the documentation and you copy the thing and you paste it into the context window. But then you need to remember that every new conversation you start, it will start with nothing. So you need to copy and paste all the same thing over and over again. And the third option is to use skill, which is basically something like a distilled documentation of sorts. By distilled, I mean,
I like to explain skills as if I want to leave my home and ask someone to home sit for me. Well, usually what you do is you don't send this person to workshops. You don't call every day to remind them stuff. You leave them a nice, beautiful card with everything explained. Feed the cats at this point, clean this at that point, and stuff like that. And you leave that on the table so that this person enters your home, sees the card, and this is her skill.md.
Yeah, but
and
you are ignoring instructions on how to use I don't know, some things you have in home, for example, right?
Okay, okay. Let's say that how about we model that? So it's not
that's
SkillMD.
hard to present in a graph, but basically, if you have a tool, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything about this tool. You are supposed to use in this one use case. You need only the information for this one use case, right?
Okay. So
and the
if
skill
I would
is
have a
supposed to
complex
be
coffee
exactly
machine.
this. Yep.
Let's say I have, instead of weird tool, I have a complex
coffee machine is a great example.
Coffee machine.
Because it can do espresso, you can do I don't know, some coffee with milk, and then if you want to have milk, you need to attach some additional stuff, you need to reconfigure something, you need to remember that the milk needs to be in it. So let's say this is documentation. So if you want to do everything, you need to get a manual which is like 80 pages long just to make coffee, right? So skill is basically a distilled part of this guide, usually focusing on a single use case, let's say. So if I want my agent to be able to do an espresso, I would just write down the description, the instructions how to make an espresso, right?
Yeah. So here is a nice
going back to this paper allegory, let's say, or comparison. Let's say our agent can have many papers like this. Let's say there's a wall. Okay, so let's say this agent is a human person, and there's a table with all those sticky notes on this whiteboard. And well, if you have 20 of them, without analyzing what's written on them, you can't really say which one is correct for the current use case, for the current task. So that's why we provide those front matter, title plus description. So it's like a short summary of what to expect in the skill. So agent can decide that, oh, okay, so this card is probably the one I should get. So it will get the card, read it, so move the instructions to the context window, and then with this knowledge, hopefully the agent will be able to deliver. That's
would you say that but wait, I got kind of lost.
Sorry.
Which part was about SkillGym? Or this was just a complex example of skill.
It was just example of what's needed for agent to use a skill. So you need to have a skill itself written in a nice way, in a short way, so you don't waste tokens on it, and there is no possibility of agent like going like off the beaten track, let's say.
Mhm.
So the instructions need to be precise, super precise. No thinking on the agent side, as precise as possible. So that's the first requirement. The second requirement is that you have this title and this description. And that's the part agent sees. By default, when you start your session with agent, you say, I want you to debug my app. It doesn't know the app is React Native at this point. It doesn't know that there's some simulator running,
Mhm.
but can decide to look at the skills at this point. And the agent will be able to see the title and the description. So for example, if let's say we are creating a skill for Rosinite. For those who
Mhm.
don't know, Rosinite is a toolkit for React Native DevTools, let's say, and there are some agentic features in Rosinite. So Rosinite skill will say in description that you should use this skill if you are about to debug a React Native application. But there's a catch that you need to be precise in the description or precise enough for the agent to pick your skill. And depending on how
Mm.
a person writes the task, it's not really deterministic that agent will pick this skill all the time. So it's also you need to also think about
Oh.
having so many keywords in the description, and you need to like constantly tweak the description
Oh my!
so
You know what it reminds
it's
me?
short. Yeah.
And I'm quite confident you will remember that because we worked on that together. When we were implementing our retrieval augmented generation, it sounds like very similar problem. So
It kind of is. It kind of is.
making sure that a chunk of information is added to context exactly when it's needed and not all the time or never, or it's basically like tweaking. If I would have a book with indexes, I would be most probably refining those indexes like to make sure that I always land on the page that I want to land and not to like skim through everything.
Yeah. Let's say
Like
you can read only 20 pages. So and
Mhm.
your instructions, your page you need is 25. So you'll never get there. The context window, your like memory will be at the 20th page filled up, and that's pretty much over, right?
Okay,
So
so maybe
you
that's.
can,
I think we can actually. I'm pretty sure we can actually model that because I like
yeah, I was
modeling. I
about to
like
say that.
examples.
So you can say this context window is basically a rectangle, which you can utilize by putting information in it.
So I'm gonna have a housekeeping.md,
Right.
and in here I have a title, and I have a description.
Yeah. And this
Put
is
on the
like
left
a
side.
short, like a small card attached to your main Markdown file.
Mm-hmm. So let's say that for example purposes, we're gonna have two of them because like SkillGym, I assume helps to like nicely tidy up the main MD, so it will be picked when it's needed.
That's one of the use cases, right?
Okay, so we have this. I like Excalibur so much. I could use it for everything. Okay, so we have two. First will be title. What could it be? Unless some example will be more comfortable for you, like instead of housekeeping. But I think that housekeeping can be
But
approached to
remember,
everyone.
you have only one card for a given MD file. So technically, if you are to create two cards, you need to have two Markdown files.
Oh no! I meant that to have. So we have two. I'd like to give an example of how the same skill MD can differ with two approaches.
Oh, okay.
And why one of them can be like not picked. It would make sense to actually change that to this. Yeah, now it's more ambiguous.
Well, we can say
How to keep the home safe. And description.
Okay, it could be
The
like this.
skill explains how to explains how to keep house condition in good shape. And I'm as like using weird wording for a purpose.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay, so here we have one example, and I can already say it's weird.
It is.
But let's also do the second one. This one will be more precise. So, housekeeper keeper's guide. Makes sense. Description. This skill provides information on for housekeepers. I would say actually that's it.
Usually we also put examples, like because we're trying to match the keywords that may be present in the prompt given by an user, right? So by housekeeping, you can mean like clean the, I don't know, like I'm missing word in English for
Yeah, that's
housekeeping work.
no, I don't really mean
Like dusting, for
by
example, right? Dusting.
by housekeeping. I mean like literally, if you would have a family member, you will invite them to your home or apartment to like feed the cats or anything when you go for vacation. So
Yeah, and now there's a question: is feeding a cat semantically close to housekeeping? Because that's the issue. If agent will be able to reason that housekeeping involves feeding the cat,
okay.
that's one of the issues. And the problem is that there are so many similar words for the same thing that you cannot really put all of them in the description because it cannot be too long, right?
Okay, I'm starting to get it now. Okay, so here we have
So
an agent, and the agent has a task. The task is, let's stick to the example, feed the cat. And this is the task that our agent has to do. And now he has access to our skill, but it's not.
Let's put arrows to the cards with title and description because that's the part the agent sees before loading.
Yeah. Very, very good point. Very,
Yeah.
very good point.
And then agent can decide to load the whole markdown file as a second step.
Tick and tick. Okay, so it has access to all of those descriptions. Actually, those should be here.
Something like this.
And making graphs is so hard. Okay, so you have that, and agent. Actually, agent has access to it. And this, yeah, now it makes sense.
By default, we can see both cards. And now at this point, agent thinks if there is some resource that should be loaded before going with any other reasoning, let's say. And it's hard to say what will be the outcome. I mean, if agent will be able to like go step by step and going from cat to house or not. Of course, we can provide the skill directly, feed the cat, use housekeeping skill. So then everything is explicit. The skill will be loaded, no problem. But if we care about skills being picked automatically by agents, and we kind of care because right now people are starting to use agents totally autonomously, like agents are giving other agents work to do. So we kind of
Quick
want to have
question.
skills.
Quick question, because I'm wondering. Is this possible or not? So basically,
like having two cards to the same.
no, making two descriptions that point to the same skill. So basically, I have a skill that I know that should be added when you feed the cat, when you clean the house, when you leave for shopping.
That's why I mentioned putting keywords or examples in the description, because
Sorry.
you can't, because that's basically the same thing. You can just make the description longer and combine both into one.
You mean like in the prompt?
In the cards you created, the green ones, because right now we have two of them.
Oh,
As far as I know, you can have only one, but still you can combine both, merge information from both into one description.
okay.
That's going to work. It will be longer, so it will consume.
So let's not confuse. Instead, this skill explains how to keep contact. Oh no! I deleted the wrong one, the better one. So this is a good starting point. In the meanwhile, Szymon, my dear, can you help me answer to one question? Because first of all, Alexis, hi. I believe I didn't say hi, and I usually try to say hi to everyone who says hi. So hi, Alexis. And second one, Fran asks, hey, do you have Discord community? And I believe that we have a Discord channel.
We have,
for.
but
I'm not sure though if that's I mean, we don't have a Discord community for exactly this stream, but this might be a very good idea, Fran. Thank you for that. We might actually try that, because I honestly, in full honesty, I hate X and Twitter or whatever, and not because of that's not a statement from my side. It's just because of my ADHD. Once I enter X, I leave X like 1 hour later, even if I open it by accident. Those algorithms are crazy good recently.
Yep.
And going back to the description, so agent skills have that. So it would be so nice to have a tool for like generating other examples here, like to just
Nevertheless, I think we all get the point.
Yes. So this skill provides information for
description.
housekeepers. Like
it needs to be precise and it needs to be short.
How to feed the cat, how to make yourself a coffee, when to water the plants.
Usually you would like compress this example.
So you just say, you're saying that this is a bad file?
Like you're trying to put as many keywords and as many clues for agent in the shortest possible text. So
I would
how to. This is basically wasting tokens, because
makes
fitting
sense.
ad itself should be kind of self-explanatory, right?
Oh my god! Did you see this feature? If you want to align it with something else on the other, oh my god, that's so good.
It's nice.
I'm sorry, I got too excited for this.
So that's the first thing you need to constantly tweak, so it stays short, and to make sure that every possible use case for this skill is covered by it.
Okay.
Right.
So I would say that problems with skills, because I think we managed to actually pinpoint a couple of problems. First of all, wasting tokens.
We need to speed up. We need to definitely speed up. So wasting tokens. That's the first thing.
Wasting tokens. Like figuring out description, like to be used by agent. Actually describing everything. So okay, now I completely understand the issue. So now enters the SkillGym. SkillGym. in all blue.
Yeah. So what do you usually do in this case? You are changing something in the description. You are running agent session on like in the second window. You are asking something like putting the same prompt. You look at the
Mm-hmm.
results. You decide, like, oh, it didn't follow my it didn't load the skill. Let's stay at
Mm-hmm.
the skill loading level. So it didn't load the skill. Okay, so I will tweak the description so it includes this keyword, for example. So now it works because we kind of restructured the whole description. Like we rewrote a couple of sentences. So the new use case worked, but what about the previous one? Like there's no guarantee the previous one will still work. So if we decide to, for example, replace how to feed the cat with feed the cat and do something else,
Mm-hmm.
we cannot really be 100% sure that feed the cat will still work. That's the problem.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
it's not maybe the biggest problem in the description itself, but it's a big problem with the skill itself, with all the details we provide in it. Because then, from what I observed while working on skills, you can like rewrite the sentence, and for you, for me, it will be totally the same. The same information given in just a different set of words, but for AI, for agent, it will be semantically different enough to ignore it, for example, or to understand it in a different way. And we are
Okay.
still all the time we are tweaking skill because we are tweaking the tool, we are adding new tools. We are people report us cases when skill is not working correctly, so we are adding new stuff. At the same time, we are trying to compress the skill. We are trying to rewrite it. So maybe if we see that, oh, there are two rules that are super similar, we'll try to compress it into one. And then it's up to us to retest the whole thing, to run the session, to have a list of prompts to be tested, to run each prompt one by one, and to see the results.
Mm-hmm.
So it's simple if you have 5 use cases and your agent is supposed to write some description for a pull request, for example. But it gets tricky when your skill is about using some kind of CLI tool, because
Mm.
then you have so many, like if you want to let's say draw a graph of all possible like routes, let's say for the CLI, you have dozens of possible use cases, dozens of possible flows you need to test, and you will not test all of them because you don't have time for it, right?
Makes sense. Yeah,
So
makes sense.
SkillGym is
Like,
also helping you with that. It's allowing you to write tests. It allows you to write tests that are evaluating that certain skill was loaded. That's the first
oh,
type of
so
assessment.
SkillGym also prepares test cases?
Technically, you can ask agent to prepare them, but SkillGym is giving you tools to assert on things like,
Okay.
was the skill loaded? Was a given file read? Was a given command executed? Uh, was the output like this, for example? So it's basically getting the conversation from an agent, from a harness. It transforms it into some sort of normalized conversation log, let's say. And then it's giving you this conversation log, which is normalized between all the harnesses supported by SkillGym. And then you can assert via SkillGym assertions on this report, let's say.
Okay.
Um,
So in this situation, what happens uh, if it doesn't pass? Like, does it? Because when I hear skill gym, for me it's not a skill judge. For me, it's not a skill unit test runner. It's skill gym. So I go there to work out my skills. So
because uh, the the funny thing is that if you have this test runner in place, you can technically ask, like, the practical example. You are probably aware that we have this agent device thing for controlling mobile devices, right? So for the context for everyone, you can go maybe to Agent Device website or something like that. In the meantime, Agent Device is a tool, a CLI you can use as a human to interact with mobile devices, or your agent can use them to interact with mobile devices. And the latter is more important because, well, we can always use our mouse and keyboard or fingers, but agents cannot use fingers yet. So agent device is here to give access to mobile devices to agents. Now the problem is you want agents to work fast when it comes to clicking on things. You don't want to wait 20, 30 seconds for an agent to click on a button. You want it to be fast and you want it to be cheap. So fast and cheap equals a small model. Small model equals it's not brilliant, let's say. It's kind of, lower than average, well, let's say, when it comes to intelligence. So your skill for the tool, for agent device, for example, needs to be precise. Needs to be super. I wasn't prepared. I'm missing a word, but you need to carefully
fine-tuned.
Fine-tuned for small models. So the case of agent device was that and SkillGym was created for agent device. This was the first. The first. Michal was the first person to use SkillGym because he struggled with keeping the skill and agent device work correctly in tandem with agent. Because that was exactly the case. He changed something, like he changed a sentence or two in the skill. Then he ran tests by hand and realized that, okay, the new use case worked, but the previous two are not broken. And with SkillGym, he can ask agent or even have a pre-push hook or run SkillGym in a CI. And SkillGym will make sure that skill is still working correctly as expected, according to
So, you know what is the problem in discussing those types of libraries? At least I noticed that this is, for me, a problem, that this tool, in my opinion, tell me if I'm wrong or am I correct, it was not created for people that are, let's say, power users, for people who open up cursor and they click fast max context and here's my card and do it. Because they don't care. They load up all of the skill. Like if they would have enough context window, they would put entire Alexandrian library there and have no issues with that.
Yes and no, because still some information we as library creators, we think that these informations are self-explanatory, let's say, obvious. Agent may not treat as obvious, right? So for them, it's also, if they're working on a skill and they want the agent to always be right, or at least do what's really needed, then they should also use something like SkillGym to make sure that the skill does make the agent work as expected, right?
Okay, so let's say that this is SkillGym, right? And what does SkillGym expect other than input prompts, which are, well, I'd say just basically an array, right? An array of prompts.
It solves, or maybe not solves, but it helps you with things like workspaces. So let's say your agent's supposed to do some things like create files or read files. Like the skill is supposed to say to agent that the agent is supposed to read some files in your project, and then according to these files, it should produce some new file. So when you write a skill like this and you test it by hand, you will need to clean up the project all the time. So for example, SkillGym has workspaces, and workspaces are basically blueprints for working directories for your tests. So you can say
Dockers.
that something like this, but without Docker. So you can say that, okay, there is a need for a workspace which is supposed to have these files in, and then every test is supposed to have an isolated workspace or shared workspace, because sometimes you only care about reading stuff and not writing stuff. So SkillGym also solves this problem, or at least helps you with maintaining
Okay.
workspaces, let's say.
So I was mistaken in that scenario because
Generally, we
um,
will move in a minute to code editor, and we'll start writing some tests, and then I guess you will realize like the power of it,
load this
because it
like
sounds simple, like a simple test runner, and it is simple test runner. But the thing is that, for example, like this case is super obvious for me, that if you're trying to optimize your skill, so those small agents, small models like Claude Haiku or maybe GPT 5.4 mini or some other mini models, if you want to be sure that these models will handle the skill, well, you will have a bumpy road. Basically, you will go through a bumpy road because every sentence matters in this case, and you need a tool like SkillGym to make sure that everything works as corrected as expected. And the thing is that
so
if you have
does
mini models, yeah, I was just one thing.
yeah.
If you have mini models executing the skill, you can use a big model to run SkillGym to observe the results, to observe what was done by a smaller model. And the big model may reason that, oh, that's probably because this sentence here is not clear enough, or maybe we need to add a new sentence. And this bigger model, GPT 5.4, Cloud
Mhm.
Opus, can rerun SkillGym with new value, with new skill.md, and see what's the result. And it can continue doing this up until some, let's say, level of success is reached. And that's how Agent Device was able to go from 40% of successes in small models to 100% successes in the same small models
Oh wow, that's actually
by
very impressive.
running SkillGym in a loop by an agent driven by a powerful model like state-of-the-art frontier model.
Okay. I'm starting to get it. So basically, I have a skill gem here, a very powerful tool. I provided a test scenario and I provided my MD, so which is the skill here, and I put them inside the skill gem. And from this point on, skill gem basically does a magical loop that if the skill was not read, because it's done for every prompt in the test scenario. For each prompt, it provides workspaces and it basically attaches some expectations to later then check. So skill, this loop, this main big thing, is it run? It's run by a bigger model, right?
Like SkillGym itself is only a test runner.
Okay.
So at the moment right now, it's just the um, just a runner. I mean, we can go to having this loop built in into SkillGym. That's probably something that's going to be implemented in the next couple of weeks, let's say.
Mhm.
But right now, it's up to you and your harness to run this loop. But you have SkillGym to assert on results, which is not that easy, for example, especially if we are talking about some models that are only available in given harnesses.
Okay,
And I'm
so
talking about
to
cloud, for example.
so if I would do this manually, let's say I put in my prompt, I run it. Later, I need to enter the directory to check if the file was created, enter the conversation history and maybe thoughts of a model to see if the skill was actually taken in. If it was great, then I test with another prompt, another prompt, do the same for each stuff. So sounds very exhausting and very token consuming and very annoying. So
A lot of
basically,
manual work you don't want to do.
yeah. Okay.
That's the reality. And SkillGen is trying to automate this part of work. Like, we don't want to test our code by hand, so we don't want to test our skills by hand. Like, the principle is the same.
In full honesty, this is basically a first step for gradient descent.
It is what it is.
I mean, no. I mean, because this is basically how you train an AI model, right? Because you you actually have here something that could be called the feedback loop. So this can grade the output, right? If SkillGym would be able to then modify the MD by itself and then repeat everything, then you have a skill trainer.
Technically it can be done because, well, if we have control over harnesses, and this is what SkillGym does under the hood, it controls the harnesses present on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So it inherits cloud code, it inherits open code, it inherits codecs, and the best thing is that it's not using token-based billing. It's using your subscription you have configured on your machine. So it's cheap. It's freaking cheap to use it.
Okay.
And I think there's no other tool, because there are tools like SkillGym. This is not like let's say, a totally new approach. There are things, there are tools like this. Some tools in, I think, Python. Some tools that utilize some YAML files to define test cases. But SkillGym is close to jest/vtest model. So you write your assertions in JavaScript. You can write pretty much every JavaScript logic you want, because it's basically Node.js. Yep.
Okay.
And
so now
the different thing between all things that were created before, if I'm not mistaken, SkillGym is the first one to inherit the harnesses that are built into the machine it's running on.
Oh, okay. Just to be sure that I understand, by harnesses, you mean, let's say I have Olama runner. So would the harness be control over Olama?
By harness,
model?
I mean open code, codecs, cloud code.
Okay. So yeah, okay.
Something that wraps model and
is this like
tools.
an actual lingo that is being used now? Because I feel like this is the first time I hear it. Oh, okay.
Or maybe I'm also like, they are coming with new words and new names every week. And is super like super hyped word this week or maybe this month. So yeah, people are building harnesses. So you can understand it by harnesses like open code, or harnesses like built over things like open code with like testing tools and
I think I even found,
for example.
I even found the perfect logo for it. Oh wait, I didn't copy it. God dang it. Okay, here, this, that. Okay. Yeah, this is a perfect logo for it.
Logo is missing at the moment, so
Yeah, this is a harness. Like, this is a good old Homonto.
For a horse.
I like the word harness. Yeah. Okay, so can we go first through the config? That makes sense.
Sure thing.
Or I mean, if you have a different plan,
I'm totally fine. I wanted to start with like writing a test case, for example, to see.
Yeah, let's do it. Like, would you like to share a screen or?
Nah, you should be the one writing it, because then I can observe and I can write down notes. Basically telling me what's not clear and what's need to be more precise, for example, or what documentation is missing.
Okay. Fine. Okay, let me first open my cursor then in some older project. So
you for a second, create a new project, for example.
For a second, I'm gonna hide the screen sharing, and
This is gonna be
open
fun.
the cursor.
Yeah. So in the meantime, what was more important about SkillGym? I think we went through like majority of use cases and features. Workspaces, retries, like typical stuff for a test runner.
Should it be a completely fresh new
Why
workspace,
not?
or can it be a workspace with like Expo stuff in there
Whatever.
already?
Like, whatever. Can be
Okay. So I'm back to sharing the screen. Share the screen, and this time it has to be a window, which I'm not a fan of, but well, what can I do? Okay.
Make it bigger, like super bigger.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So let's say I have skills here. How do I add skills?
First things first, you need to install SkillGym. Because without SkillGym, you can't really test anything.
Okay, you are very correct. So opening terminal, and I'm doing npm install SkillGym. SkillGym.
Yep. So it's doing.
Oh, and you got this. Wow, that's a very nice name for. Okay, so I have
It
SkillGym.
wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. The first name was Skill Bench, but Bench was taken, which is pity. Okay, so you have your SkillGym installed. So then we need to create a config file. There's no wizard for that yet, so we need to copy the config file from the documentation.
It's a TS, right?
Yeah, it supports TypeScript.
Oh my
if you
God!
use Node,
Sorry.
if you use Node v22 plus, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, sorry, I had to double check if. Okay, here. Oh, what? How is this possible? Did they? They changed something. Because now I switched the workspace and it didn't go to. That's so weird. But anyway, sorry. Copy this SkillGym config.ts. Press. Okay.
Oh, there's some. Okay, there's
It didn't find the import. Is the correct version? Maybe I installed something incorrect.
It's probably this one. But you know how it is sometimes with documentation, especially nowadays with AI. So it's likely the import is outdated in the documentation. So we can get rid of the. No, this
No.
thing is
I canceled.
correct.
I
The
canceled.
config itself. I'm just writing stuff down because this is the first time I see somebody setting it up from scratch. So SkillGym, update the README. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to
let's
remove that and
just export the config itself without any types.
Okay.
Yeah, like this.
Export config.
And to get rid of this, and we can go to.
Sorry.
Okay,
That's
we
the
can go back to
downside.
runners because that's also something that's.
Oh.
Yeah, they're missing quotes. Which agent do you use? Because that's the question. Because we need one of them.
Let's say Claude 4.6.
I mean, by agent, I mean Cloud Code, Codex, Open Code, or Cursor.
Cursor.
Do you have Cursor CLI installed?
I doubt it.
You need to install it because it's not installed by default. So
unless maybe we want to. Oh, actually, no. That doesn't make sense.
Let's maybe switch to my side then. It will be easier this way.
Okay. I'm completely fine with that.
Just give me a second. I will set up.
Sure, no worries.
I didn't expect.
Okay, so and I'm gonna quickly go through like to try understand. So output direction for the results, reporter. I guess I can describe what model to use. Schedule, serial. Tests are run in parallel. Okay,
You can do
and
so.
and that actually you repeat every time, always.
What do you mean by every time?
So I run the same test case 3 times, and by max steps, I assume that
Max steps is like I wanted to have a safety guide rail or safety like
so like model thinking, processing, running, and spinning
let's
like sub agents.
sometimes if you do something weird or the model decides that okay I'm free I'm going to save the word, it
Mm-hmm.
will start to consume tokens like enormous amount of tokens. And the bad news is that you cannot really control agents. Like you can control models, but you cannot control agents. So max steps is a limit of how many messages and tool calls can be in a conversation
Okay.
before SkillGym terminates the agent because it probably went well, like I said, saving the word, right?
Mm-hmm. Because like for everyone to bring up the conversation from last week that we had with Lech, he mentioned something that I didn't realize before, that an agent, it's not an LLM. When you write with like Cloud Code or Codex or anything like that, it doesn't mean that the LLM that you are talking to is actually Cloud Code 4.6. Like it's an agent. An agent is a like an entire working system with tool calls, with schedulers, with planning, with sub agents, with a lot of stuff. So the problem that
Okay, it's
actually,
running on my
actually,
side.
actually, Szymon, I think you would be the perfect. That's a mix of perfect and best. First person to actually ask this about, because I never understood previously. You've heard the story of this main AI security chief deleting all of her mails because she ran
That
an
was
agent.
that was fun to read.
So I didn't understand it before, because usually when you run a command and you see that it's doing something wrong, you do a Control C and it stops, right? But inside a terminal, all that you stop, it's a session with the agent. If it's prepared for itself some function to delete all of the mails and it's running, by Control C, you are not canceling the function. Am I right? You're
You
not
are
canceling.
canceling. The story about this one is that agent was working autonomously
Mhm.
via OpenCloud,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
the problem was that the problem was not the autonomous part. The problem was that the person was using Telegram to communicate with an agent. And via Telegram, you cannot kill the
Oh,
process, right? So
right.
the story was that agent sent a response back saying, "Okay, I'm going to remove all your mails now." And the person was trying to stop it, like, "No, don't do this. Stop. What are you doing? Please." And so on. But I think there was back then there was no support for like follow-ups or like break-in messages.
Mhm.
So the agent continued to do the work. And then after the work was done, all the emails were gone. It was like, oh, you asked me to stop, but I already did it. So sorry, I will remember next
It's,
time to not remove your
this
emails.
is so funny.
Um,
You know what it
but
reminds me? Not sure if you ever watched the um, Rick and Morty. This, oh boy, here I go killing again. It's
it is something
basically
like
like
this.
with a smile on his face, like, no, don't
Okay,
do it. I can't stop myself.
you can switch
Okay,
the
on it.
stream to be on my side.
Voila.
Voila. So is it big enough? Because I don't see the stream at this point.
That's what he said. No, you can actually
One more.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's crowded right now. Okie dokie. So SkillGym config. We went through this one. My runner
And does
is
this
open
work on
code.
your end, the import, or did you also have to?
No, I don't have imports. It's JS on my side.
Okay,
So
export that
it's
config.
I have the notes saved saying
No,
that
I
I
mean
should go to
export the
the README.
config, because here you don't have an export.
It is. It's here.
Oh, okay, default. Okay, fair enough.
Like it's following the standard for configs. You always
Mm-hmm.
export them as defaults. Nevertheless, my runner is called open main. This is
Mm-hmm.
my name I chose for this runner, and this runner is supposed to run open code with this model, which is GPT 5.4 mini
Mm-hmm.
via GitHub Copilot subscription, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will inherit my subscription. The same goes with cloud code. So I can say cloud code, model haiku. It will use my
Mm-hmm.
subscription, right? Codex, cursor.
So,
Oh,
l-
I think with the recent changes in Claude, it may not work anymore because I'm not sure if you heard, but they are introducing some kind of uh, SDK billing. That's the name for it. So you will get $20 of usage for cloud subscription to for your tools using the SDK from Cloud to call their APIs. So yeah, we will
wait,
see.
do I understand that correctly? So now you don't only pay for execution, but also for tools that your agents
No.
are
It's like
using?
if you want to use Cloud in your API,
Mm-hmm.
you need to use API-based billing, token-based billing, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
is expensive as I will not say the last word.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you can also have a subscription. That's what we all have, probably like
Mm-hmm.
$20. And then the amount of tokens is like 10 times the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow it's possible for them to maintain this price, but still we have a lot of tokens to use. The problem is that we cannot use this subscription with tools like our API servers, for example. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we could use it in this use case back 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because
So,
after that, they started banning people for doing so. So now you can only use API keys.
oh,
And
the same. They couldn't. They banned attaching, I think, Codex or any other tools to your OpenClaw.
yep, this
Because
this is basically this is the thing.
okay,
Okay,
that's
so
so weird. But at this point, quick question for me: if you are using those small models anyway, what's stopping you from setting up the local model that I assume would have a similar output quality to Haiku or Mini?
nothing.
Oh, okay.
I think if open code can work with local models, and I think it can,
Hmm.
then you can just write, I know, some provider that's local. I'm not sure, maybe Olama or something like this. Name of
So
the model, and that's pretty much it. And you can run open
okay,
code via SkillGym via local
nice.
model.
So are you using open code or cloud code or
Me
codex,
personally,
whatever? Yeah, you
or
personally.
this personally, I'm using open code mostly.
Open code, okay. Because
Yeah,
there is
I know.
basically no difference between open code and open cloud code, except for
There is a I think there's a big difference because I'm not sure. Okay, maybe that's possible with cloud code, but I think it's not possible with Codex. So in open code, I can define my custom agents with custom prompts and custom models and everything. And I can
Mhm,
say I can create a visual tester, or let's say agent device tester, which will use a specific model. It will always start with a specific prompt, and I can
mhm,
have my big orchestrator agent running some powerful model, delegate the testing work to this sub agent, and the
mhm.
context windows stay at the same point. Like
Okay.
this is because the sub agent will use a sub context which will not propagate back to the main one. You will only
Mhm.
get like a short summary of results, which is
Okay.
great. Plus, I know maybe it's just a preference, um, but yeah. But because, for example, open code can be used with pretty much everything. I can use it with Codex. That's totally fine. You can use the same subscription. Um, You can use GPT 5.5, for example, but I also can use GitHub Copilot subscription. I can use their
Mm-hmm.
own open code Go subscription, which is like $10, and you can get KLM models, GLM models, Kimi models, sorry, GLM and Kimi models.
Mm-hmm.
Also work in open code, so why not? But going back to the topic. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the config, this is the test file. SkillGym, case, assert. Suit, array of cases, ID, prompt, assert.
Mm-hmm.
Context and report. And assert have certain methods. Jesus. Like, why are you playing with me now? Okay, because types are not loading for some reason. Never mind. But you can trust me, assert is keeps a list of like assertions you can use. One of them is
Mm-hmm.
basically matching. So this is matching the final output. The last message sent by given agent back to user. We have support for like if something crashes, you will see that this CLI reports that something went wrong, and it will
Mm-hmm.
quote the error message. This thing about max steps you asked before. So there's
Mm-hmm.
also a test case that asks agent to run one tool call, second tool call, third tool call, four, five tool call. So technically, it should cross the boundary of one step, and it should also crash.
Oh, so you mean that
And
this should run?
we also
Oh,
copy this
okay,
one because this one is
okay,
also
okay.
important. SkillGym. Okay, so this one, this is different because this asks the agent to run ls command, uh, and then just comment that I have just listed the directories in the current directory, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with SkillGym, you can do assert that commands that includes give the report, the session report you received from SkillGym, and then say that PVD is PWD expected to be called. It's not true in
Mm-hmm.
this case because it's ls. Um, but you can like say the message, which will be shown in the CLI. And this is something that I added recently. It's not yet released, but you can also attach a question to an agent. So the question is, you are asked to run ls, but the benchmark expected pwd instead. Why did you choose the command you run? Why is it important? You will see in a second, because we will now run this particular test case. We will run SkillGym, examples, explain command, runner, open code, open main. Sorry, that's the name. So it's starting. Sorry, I need to update the command because it's hard coded. Okay, so let's maybe just
Okay.
update it here. SkillGym. Yep. So it's running now uh, this particular test. You can see the name here.
Mm-hmm.
We need to wait, of course, because it needs to, do a couple of calls, and you'll see that this particular example failed, and
Mm-hmm.
it took us 10 seconds. It took 27,000 of tokens, which is kind of expected because system prompt is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
24K of the tokens used were cached because system prompt is usually cached. So
Mm-hmm.
technically, you paid for nearly 4K of tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and the failure class was a certain failure. So this is something like your test expected something to happen, but it didn't happen. And then the failure was that I expected the agent to run PWD, expected commands like this is the message we provided in the test, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
have exactly the path to the assertion, so you can always go back. Oh, this is this line,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have summary. So that's like normal just thing. If I remove the runner command or the runner argument, it will run all the runners at the same time, and we can, I guess, try that. So where is it? So we will remove the runner, and
Bro,
hopefully it
you're
will.
actually killing me now because I'm so excited to learn what was the question for.
So
Um,
now
um,
it's running one by one all the agent, because that's what it's something. Sometimes it breaks with terminals like this. So
mhm.
don't worry, it's
That
okay.
means your cache.
Yeah, something wrong is going on. Where is it? Yep. And mine. Okay, so I broke it by accident. Let's try running it again.
See, folks, that's why this stream is never planned, and
It's
we
never
like,
planned.
and we don't prepare. And honestly, for me, it's
Okay.
even better when things break because that's how you learn, by falling
Okay,
down.
open
By
code works. So okay, maybe let's go back to open code just to show the principle again. And I'm going to, because I saw for a brief moment that for some reason Codex CLI was flagged as a malware, and that's why it failed.
Mhm.
But OpenCode is back, so we will start with OpenCode. But technically, it can run all the agents it supports in parallel also. So
Mhm.
so you can run, for example, 4 of them at the same time. But right, this is the one. Agents recommends. Let me check. Yep. Oh, I just said it's not published yet, so I need to do this
Oh,
magical
the
thing.
question stuff.
Yeah, so I need to go to SkillGym itself, and then I
Wait,
need to go to
should I
main.
hide your screen or?
It's open source, so people will see
Okay.
all on the GitHub. So let me rebuild locally and then start the same
Yeah,
test, because
this is
those
how fresh of a stuff we are testing here.
explain command mismatch suit runner open main. Run open main. Jesus. So SkillGym. Just I'm using my first, like, I always use my keyboard, like physical keyboard, external keyboard, but now I'm using my MacBook keyboard and I'm missing the keys, which is driving me nuts. But okay, this is SkillGym. Yep, SkillGym. Let me remove the results. So we start with clean slide, run again. And while we are at it, the SkillGym result directory,
Oh, why
you will
is it all?
see, because
It.
it's putting your results into the SkillGym results directory.
Mhm.
So there's SkillGym results, there's a diet, there's a command mismatch for explain, because that's our
Mhm.
test case, the ID we provided. Then we have open main, which is our runner, and then we have repeat first, because you can also say that SkillGym should repeat each test case 10 times, for example, if you're looking
Mhm.
for some flackiness in your skills or in your tests. And what's important is that with this, you can go through the whole conversation log step by step. You have like the whole log hidden in it. Like this one is coming straight from the open code, so maybe it's not that much readable
Mhm.
technically. But if you go to the report, this normalized thing by SkillGym, you will see like message from user, run exactly one bash command. It was thinking. Thinking was not returned by open code, unfortunately,
Mhm.
but it was thinking. Then assistant replied with listing the current directory now. It called ls command with a description
Mhm.
provided to a user, lists current directory to result. So the bash script returned list of directories, no surprises. And then assistant replied with listed the current directory. And this was the final output, right?
Mhm.
So this report is for you to analyze. You can, because this is the report provided in here. Like this is the same report, the session
Okay.
report. So technically, if you need something specific from the run, you can go into the report itself and put assertions on it, or you can use it for analysis, like something went wrong, what exactly was the problem. Yeah. Okay, so we have the questions. For some reason, it's saying in the CLI that this file was not created, but it is here. So the question was, you were asked to run ls, but the benchmark expected pwd. Why did you choose? Okay, so now we will try to make the agent explain itself. So I will start again. pm skill explain, if I'm not mistaken. And now let's SkillGym with second that, SkillGym results, the result, command mismatch, run repeat one. And now it's explaining itself. So the idea is not to give the whole transcription to a big model, because the big model will reason in a different way than the small model. The idea here is to go to the same session, like restore the session via an agent, basically resume the conversation, and then ask a follow-up question. So you were asked to run ls, but the benchmark expected pwd instead. Why did you choose the command you ran? Because I followed the instruction you gave. Run exactly one bash command ls. I did not choose pwd because that was not the command requested in that message. So that example is pretty stupid because obviously it's stupid, but it can show you how the model thinks about your CLI, for example, or your use case. And when I was working on Rosenite skills, it was super useful to ask this small model, why did you decide to run this command or do this thing? The model will then reply based on the history, on the reasoning it had before, on the whole context, basically. Technically, with SkillGym, you can get because we have just been there, we can get the whole report with the whole conversation log, and we can put it in some Codex GPT 5.5 Super Pro Mega exclusive expensive, and then it can also reason about the conversation. But because it's more like intelligent, let's say, it may skip some issues because it will be intelligent enough to fill the gaps, while the small model will not be that much intelligent, right? So I think I can go back for a second to the window with. We'll share a different window.
For now, I do agree. These are quite dope tools.
Wait a second. I want to find the second window, which is.
Gotta admit that they make my brain tickle. They tickle my brain because it's like quite a bunch of interesting stuff can be done with those.
Oh, I don't need to change the window. It's too light for me. Because I can go to docs and I can have assertions. So assertions, normal, like okay, equal, match, soft assertions. So they will not fail immediately. They will wait for all the others to finish first. Classification. So this is the thing you saw with failure classes. So you can classify your assertions by some category, and then you can see the failures by categories, which is sometimes useful. Because you might have like couple of assertions for the same thing, and no matter which assertion fails, you always treat them as the same type. So
you know what?
Classification helps for
if you would connect this tool with agent device, like imagine, listen, imagine you connect this tool with agent device, and you can basically make. I'm mainly talking about this explain stuff, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that you can prepare an agent that goes through your app, tries to do stuff. For instance, change your nickname, and it goes in, changes, right? And then, for instance, you notice that it clicked different place or whatever, and can explain, why did you do that? And he says, oh, well, because the settings button was hidden and I couldn't find it. So you can prepare an agent that will automate your UX experimentation to test if your app has a nice, like, proper UX with different models trying to fulfill some tasks, simple tasks, like, using an app. Oh, now make a post.
I guess it's more like accessibility testing or something like this.
I mean, you would need accessibility because of agent device, but
You can
you could
say,
actually.
oh, because I'm not sure if you heard this rule that every feature in your app should be achievable. I mean, reachable
In 3 clicks
via,
or something like that.
yeah, something like that. So technically, that's something you can automate with agent
I
device.
mean,
It won't
yeah.
be fitting in the SkillGym, like
Oh
the
no,
reasons
this
why
would
it
be great.
exists, but you
This
can
would
create a secondary tool for that.
But this would be great, because then I can prepare an app, run the SkillGym, and see that, oh, 3 agents failed to change the name in 3 steps. I ask them why, and they say, oh, I couldn't find the button. It was hidden somewhere. I'm too dumb to find it. And then you can ask a smarter model, oh, so where should I put it? Or whatever, like this. Sounds like this would be so much fun to basically make your app UX much better by asking agents to explore it, and they basically would just need to fail. Like, this would be a one level on top of unit tests with agents, because now it's possible to do unit tests with agents, right? Like, that's what agent device is for, basically. But now with your tool, with the question and preparing those, that's why it's
Okay.
like so nice tools.
Let's go back because we have only 20 minutes and there
Yeah,
are still
sorry.
things I want to show you. So we covered some like stupid simple things, checking the
Assertions, yeah.
output. Yeah, checking the output, checking if the command was executed. So we have also file reads. So we try to
Mhm.
detect when agent reads a file. This is not simple because it turns out that every agent has its own way of reading things. For
Cat,
example,
open, tail.
cat, tail, head. Uh,
Mhm.
some, I think, one open code or some tool or the tool has a tool call for reading
Mhm.
files. So yeah, this is a lot of work to make it right, but technically you can also assert on file reads, which is sometimes important because, for example, your skills can have references. Like if you
Mhm.
need to know more about this and that, you should read this file. It's not a skill anymore. It's a MD file, but still you want to assert on things like this. And of course you have skills, and you can also assert on skills. Now let me see. Let me see if I have some skill selection suite. Okay, I think we can try this one. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but yeah. Okay, so find a skill for upgrading Expa SDK and tell me how to install it. So we expect the agent to use a skill named
Mhm.
find skills. We expect it to run npx skills find. And for some reason, we expect the output to. Oh, okay, I know why. Because we want the agent to tell me how to install it. So we expect there will be upgrading expo somewhere in the output,
Mhm.
because that's reasonable, and the npx skills add command that it will be somewhere uh, in the output, right? So let me run this one, and technically we should see it working in practice. So npm SkillGym run examples, open main. This stays like this. Jesus, I hate because I'm using like Windows keyboard with some keys, like let's say changed
No, yeah.
by software. Yeah, and MacBook has different keys in the same places, so I'm constantly hitting different keys. Okay, so example, skill selection suite. And again, this thing happens. Sometimes it happens. Don't worry about it. And it's doing its work. Unfortunately, that's why I'm saying it's hard to present the tool in a nice way because it takes time.
Hmm.
You need to look at the loading screen because it will take, I don't know, 20 seconds or 30 seconds. It depends on the commands executed by the tool. And oh, but you can see that. Oh,
Mhm.
it went just fine. So let's inspect the results. So this one is still going. This one was the one uh, that finished. So again, we have this report. Find a skill for upgrading Expo. Um, yep. Detected skills. So, oh, the second failed. We will see why in a second. So, find skills. Confidence, because this is something that mm, some agents are not really open they are not open about sharing the details if they
Mhm.
really read something or not. So then we are trying to kind of guess if it was really a skill read or not. Uh, but in this case, for open code, it's always explicit because there's a skill tool. So when there's a tool called skill, load skill or something like that, we know it's a skill loaded. So the skill loaded was find skills, like expected. Mm, okay, so I guess the previous part about empty thinking was some bug on the agent side because now we see exploring skills for Expo SDK. I need to provide an
Mhm.
answer, focus on right, yeah, yada. The whole thinking is here. And this part is important because if you get the conversation log from an agent and you put it into a second agent, you will lose the thinking phase. Usually, if I'm not
Oh.
mistaken, thinking is not exported, but I may be like totally mistaken in this
Mhm.
in this part.
It kind of makes sense because it secures the models from like
Actually,
thinking injection. Because
wait a
you could basically
second.
break a model's alignment by gaslighting it to say, "Oh wait, but you thought about giving
Okay,
me."
so open code gives me the thinking in the export JSON because I can see it. It's at some point.
Okay.
So OpenCode gives it, but I guess if you copy from the like GUI exactly from the agent, it will be missing. But maybe I'm mistaken. So keep in mind that I can be mistaken. Okay, so then I'm checking the skill catalog for expert guidance, yada. Skill
Hmm.
signal because it's finding skill. It's using the tool call, tool results. So the skill contents. Like I said, when you read skill, when agent decides to read skill, it will basically put all the contents into the context window. So this is the whole skill. And then we have message assistant is thinking. Okay, I need to look for the skill. Again, it's thinking. Jesus, it's okay. It's again thinking
Oh
the
wow.
third time. And then okay, this is the final phase. So this
Hmm.
is the response given to an
That's
user.
such a
I'm looking
procrastinating
for
model.
yeah. And then we have to call. So MPX skills find expo SDK upgrade. And that's the command we asserted that's going to be called. So yeah, it worked. Found it, and the final output was founded. Installed with npx skills add. That's also what
Mhm.
we asserted, and we also asserted upgrading expo. So everything worked.
Nice.
Now let's
And
go
it's
to
all
this
done
module.
in like a separate workspace, so it's not actually installing anything on my end.
Um, like right now, this particular configuration was not isolated in any way. Like
Okay.
isolation is also you need to keep in mind that to isolate test runs like this, like fully isolate them, you would have to use Docker or something like this, like
Okay.
have the
Okay.
whole environment isolated. SkillGym is trying to be lightweight, so it's not using any Docker. It's just trying to create a temporary workspace, temporary working directory. It's trying to it's running the agent in this directory, plus it's trying to this open code XDG thing is basically telling open code to use a new home
Okay.
directory. So open
Okay.
code, when you run SkillGym with open code, the sessions from SkillGym will not end up in your like normal open code window. They will be in a totally different place. But it will inherit all the skills installed on your operating system, and there's nothing SkillGym can do about it. Like, sorry, something for something. So yeah. Why it failed? Error JSON. Sorry, somebody is calling me. Expected detected skills to include all of find skills, upgrading expo, missing upgrading expo. Observed detected skills, find skills. Okay, so let's see what happened in the report. Okay, checking things, skill. Okay, the skill is find, total result. Because it was supposed to fail.
Okay,
that's the reason. Because if we go back to this one, you will see, yep, this part will be not true because the prompt is the same. It's not going to load upgrading expo. It's going to tell you that you need to install upgrading expo. In this case, it was assumed. I'm not assumed, but it was expected to fail, which is something we also expect. Like in new version, I can write. What was that? Expected fail. Oh, yeah, expected fail. So now, if I rerun this, I should see in a minute. Oh, I really need to see why it's happening, because it's not happening always, it's just happening sometimes. In some terminals, like this.
It looks like the animation. The animation.
Yeah, the animation is messing. Like it's supposed to clear the previous state of the terminal and write the new one, but for some reason it's not.
I did some projects with projects that were using the terminal, and it's not fun to work with them. When they work, it's so good, but when they don't, and usually everything works perfect on your terminal, but then you ship it and things break.
Okay, so the first one. Oh, actually, we will investigate the first one because that's interesting, because that's the one that succeeded minutes ago. But the second one is now green because it was unexpected failure, because we changed the flag that we expect this test case to fail. Unexpected failure. Now, let's see what's going on. So this one is the first one, report, and we are going to see.
So this is the one that passed a moment ago.
Yep. You see, at some point, it decided to install the skill automatically. Or maybe not install the skill, but look up the skill. You see, that's the thing I described you. Like previously, it didn't think about looking if the skill is already installed or not. In this run, it decided that it's going to load find skills, but also it noticed there's upgrading expo skill. So it loaded it. If the agent decided to load both of them, there is no need to install them, to install the latter, the upgrading expo one. So it started thinking and realized at some point it's already available in this workspace, so we don't need to install it here. That's exactly what I was telling before, that writing skills and prompts in a precise way is not easy. Because technically, if you look at this prompt, technically it's super like precise, but according to the workspace itself, according to the environment, according to pretty there are many possible cases. It may not.
Yeah, but then also like even if you have a nice skill, it can break on so many levels and so many different models and so many different situations. Like in this example, like the fact it was the same model, same prompt, same everything, but the workspace differed and the behavior of a model changed.
Environment, let's say. Let's not use workspace naming because like it's reserved for
Yeah,
this
environment,
workspace.
the environment of environment in which the agent run, because it differed, it changed the behavior of a model agent, not the model. The model is
Yeah. What was the max steps? That was the one. Let's maybe try this one. So, is it this one? No, it's different one. Or is this one? No, this is a different one. I think it was basic suit. Yep, basic suit. So we will remove this. So this is the step that's supposed to do a couple of tool calls. And I have just set max steps to 1. So technically, if I do this, you'll run basic runner open main, it should fail in a second or two. Because again, we need to wait for the thinking for the, yep, it failed. 9 seconds, because we need to wait for the thinking phase. Like we cannot really stop the thinking phase, so it takes some time for the model to reason, but then we see max steps exceeded. We have no tokens data, nothing like this, because OpenCode didn't manage to send us anything yet. But it's basically, we have the raw output. So if you need to debug, we are free to debug. But we cannot really give you any token usage at this point.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
it's basically a feature to make sure that you don't like waste your whole subscription, like week long limit in a single run because agent decides to do weird things.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and we are 7 minutes to 7. So one more note about workspaces, because that's something we like briefly mentioned, but we didn't test in practice. Export const workspace, which is of type suit workspace const. It can be isolated, so every test case for every test run will receive a different working directory, or it can be shared. So then, is it shared or?
Okay.
Because not all, shared. But then I need to update the properties. So let's stay with template.
That's exactly what we discussed and at the beginning with the interface game.
Discriminators. Yep. So this is it. And actually, I will write down because I noticed the look at workspace type. The bootstrap will be possible with chart, because I just noticed that currently we don't support bootstrapping or template dir for chart, and we should. Because for isolated, you can say that, okay, my template dir is this one. So workspace template, which is this one. So what will SkillGym do? It will take this template dir, this one. It will copy it into some temporary directory. And then, because we provided bootstrap, it will run the command shell with arguments workspace bootstrap.sh with demo argument. And then it will run all the test cases in this suite in this one workspace. So let's try running it now. It's workspace isolation suite.
Sounds like a horror game. Workspace isolation.
Yeah. So it's running. So we need to wait, like always 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And now the UI works. That's what I was saying, that sometimes cursor is
maybe because you resized it, or
probably, yeah, I think that's it, because it happens not only for this one but also to other CLI tools. We didn't change the, where is it, the limit. No surprise, it failed.
Okay.
Where is it? Or we did, but I didn't save. No, we did.
Yeah. Okay. So why did it fail?
Okay. Let's restart, because it said something about open code not
Session ID.
finishing something about not finishing the run cleanly. So let's start again. We'll see in a second. Which one is this? 56. This one is okay. So we have the workspaces. We have the workspace.
Failed again.
And for some reason, Okay, so this is expected. It's expected error. Yada yada yada. Report. Okay, but we can see the report itself. So inspect the current workspace, confirm whether a workspace template and Bootstrap command were applied, read readme and Bootstrap output, then print exactly these 2 lines. Template marker coming from the one of the files, and Bootstrap marker coming from the second file, I guess. But yeah, it crashed for some reason, and I will investigate it after the stream. But yeah, technically it works.
But I do agree that's quite a powerful tool, and like very nice to use by itself, but also seems like a great start as a building block to do some more even more advanced tools. Exciting stuff, really cool things. But yeah, I assume that working with unpredictable AI to try and create some sort of predictable test cases sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, like a very nightmare scenario. So folks, don't be mad that something didn't work here, because
it's still 0.8.1. It's not 1.0.
Yeah.
So,
so let me.
The problem with SkillGym and testing it is that I need to have a subscription for every tool, because without subscription, I cannot use the given agent. So unless the community is strong enough to use all the possible agents and just let me know, or create PRs, for example, I expect things to break from time to time, especially for the runners that, okay, right now I have a subscription for all of them because SkillGym, because I need it. But yeah.
So let me hide your screen, put us back here. So yeah, at least now I understand what a SkillGym is. And even though it's 0.1, right? 0.1, it already sounds like a very, very useful tool. So I'm very grateful for you for being here, for presenting everything, because I know that with all of those presentations, it's always, well, let's say a little bit stressful, because as everyone saw, like things can go wrong, things can break, and debugging stuff live is always very stressful. So thank you so much for presenting all of that and for giving us your time. And with that being said, let's slowly wrap up the stream.
Somebody's really trying me. Yeah, but I'm because I'm using my mobile phone as a camera, so that's why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's working pretty nice. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so let me put on the slow lo-fi for the ending music. So thank you, Szymon, so much for presenting the SkillGym. Now I understand how it works, and I hope that people in the comment and people watching understand that tool as well. Next week we'll be experimenting with something. Szymon, I bet you heard about it and you saw it, because next week we'll be talking about redraw. This will be whoa, that's so loud. Oh my god. We'll be talking about redraw, playing with the thing, testing it out. My special guest next week will be Danny, but Szymon, the stream next week will be on site. So the streaming
I will not be on site.
Oh, okay.
Now I need to look up translation because I'm going on my friend's bachelor party.
Bachelor party.
Bachelor party, yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the date is the same, so I had to choose. And
that's actually interesting because on Friday I'm going for a wedding party. Let's discuss it. Maybe these are the same people. So let's discuss that out offline.
I doubt it, but everything is possible nowadays. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bachelor party a day before wedding sounds kind of dangerous. So
Yeah.
Thoughts. Yeah.
No, I was about to say that when it comes to like knowing the same people, I think a month ago or 2 months ago, me and Mike, the CEO of Callstack, we realized that we are from pretty much the same area of Poland. Because I used some word that's only used in this like small area
Specific
of Poland.
context.
Yeah,
Okay.
specific context. And he was like, "What are you from Łódzki Voivodeship?" So I was like, "Yeah." Oh, me too.
Yeah, because,
Nobody else understood the meaning after the word, but
Poland is small at the end of the day.
yeah.
So yeah, folks, next week with Danny, we'll be talking about redraw, a very fresh thing, very interesting stuff. But yeah, with that being said, let's wrap it up. Thank you all for being here with me. Thank you, Szymon, especially for explaining the complex skill. But one last question: what the hell is happening? Like, is there a fire behind you? What's happening there? What's that?
Wait a second. I will just show you like this.
Oh wow! I thought that this is some filter that your phone is doing. That's so cool.
It's a real thing, and the fun fact is that I have this remote and I can do stuff like this.
That's so cool! Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna buy myself one of those because my background is very boring.
It's super cheap and super nice. I mean, camera will not picture the reality, especially when going on the like.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
in camera effects, that's the future. I hope none of those like fake filters and calculations. In camera effects, real light. Super cool. Okay, but with that being said, again, thank you all. See you next week, 17 CEST, Central European Standard Time, I think.
Day before
again,
the Callstack, big Callstack party.
Yes,
So.
yeah, exactly. So there will be quite a lot of people in the office, hopefully. And that being said, bye-bye.
Hopefully no pigeons this time.
Oh yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And if there will be flying across the entire office and not just in the bathroom. And what's this? Okay, this one is the exiting card. So yeah, bye-bye.